Hello everybody, my name is Roger and welcome to my channel, Rogers Reads. So today I'm doing an original book tag and it was created by Chapter Barbara. And I will post a link to the original video below. And the name of the tag is the Bad Habits Book Tag. So this has to do with all of the bad habits we may have. So on to the tag. Number 1, binge drinking, an alcoholic book character. So I can think of a lot of main characters in detective and police procedurals that would fit the bill, but I'm going to go with Anna Fox, the main character in The Woman in the Window by A.J. Finn. I think her last name is Fox, but I know her first name is Anna. So Anna, she drinks a lot, and she also takes a lot of pills. So much so that we're not really sure that the horrific act that she witnessed actually happened or whether it was all in her imagination. So the next one is Biting Your Nails, a book that made you nervous. So for this one, I'm going to go with The Dangerous Art of Blending In, written by Angelo Sermelis. Now, there were a couple of really disconcerting scenes of abuse that literally got my heart racing while I was reading it, which is kind of odd for me because I usually don't get triggered by books. But this one did it for me, and so I definitely got a little bit nervous from this one. The next question, unhealthy eating. A book that mentions or for which the theme is eating disorders. So the only book that comes to mind is a book entitled Nothing by Robin Friedman. This follows a 17-year-old boy named Parker Rabinowitz who is living with bulimia, and I think that this book came out about 2 or 3 years ago. Next one is number 4, Staying Up Late, a book you read into the night. So I read the last Harry Potter book, Harry Potter the Deathly Hallows, in one sitting the day it came out. And I remember staying up until the wee hours of the morning to finish it. Of course, this wouldn't be the first time that I stayed up way past my bedtime reading. I've pulled my share of all-nighters for sure, just because I couldn't bear to pull myself out of a story. So number 5, procrastination. A book you want to read but that you keep putting off. So for this one, I'm going to go with The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. Now this is the first book in the Stormlight Archive, and I just have them right there. And I've actually purchased all 3 of the books in the series, but this first book is nearly 1,000 pages long, and the second and third books in the series are each well over 1,000 pages. So I really want to delve into this series. I've been wanting to for quite a while, but the girth of the books is kind of intimidating. But I told myself that I would start them this year, 2019, so we'll see. Number 6, Swearing, a book in which an author or a character uses colorful language. Okay, so the book that comes to mind immediately is Trainspotting by Irvine Welsh. If I recall, there was plenty of colorful language. And I think if I remember, they were particularly fond of the C word. So yeah, this book is definitely not for the prudish. Number 7, Smoking, a book you can't get enough of, or a book that is literally cancer. Well, I'm going to go with a book that I cannot get enough of. And this would be 28 Barbary Lane by Armistead Maupin, which is the first book in the Tales of the City series. Now, I know I've talked about this book previously on this channel, but I can't begin to tell you how many times I've read it. And I'm really not one for rereading all that much. But this book, I don't know, 7, 8, 9 times. There's just something so comfortable and nostalgic about this book. And no doubt I'll read it again. It's actually been quite a few years. Maybe it's because it takes place during the time period when I was coming of age. You know, I'm actually feeling the itch to reread this entire series. And I've never talked about the books in depth since I've been on BookTube, so that might be kind of a fun thing to do a little nostalgia series. So we move on to number 8, Overspending, an expensive book that you've bought. You know, this question or this item has come up a couple of times, and I'm going to go with my illustrated version of The Hobbit, which is somewhere here. Here it is. I think this is about $35 or so, but worth it because it's absolutely beautiful. You know, I've actually purchased more expensive books than that. I've purchased quite a few nonfiction software manuals for around $50, I think, each as well. Those are that crap is expensive. But for fiction, I'm going to go with The Hobbit. So, number 9, a book that you lied about having read. So, you know, I can't remember the specific book, but I do know that I read Cliff Notes for a required book in a literature class in high school, trying to skate by, and I think I actually got away with it. It might have been Little Women. Actually, you know, the more I think about it, I'm sure that it was Little Women. Although it's very possible that I pulled that one more than once. And number 10, Speeding, a book that you read really fast. So for that one, I'm going to go with Winter of the Witch by Catherine Arden, the final book in the Winter Night trilogy. This was kind of a long-ass book that I managed to finish in about 2 days. I spent most of a weekend reading it because I needed to see how it all turned out. But I've read many books in just a day over the years, more than once. I've actually finished Sean David Hutchinson's most recent book, The Past and Other Things That Should Stay Buried, in one sitting because I enjoyed it so much. And that is it for the Bad Habits book tag. So I'll put the questions below in case you want to do this tag. And if you haven't done this tag, then I tag you. And if you do, let me know, because I'd love to see what you come up with for this tag. So that about does it. As always, I thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate all of your support. And if you like this video, please consider clicking the like button below, as it really helps my channel out. And that about does it. I will talk to you in the next video. Roger and out.